Boom. All right, guys. Nick Drossos, and I got with me Master Wong. Thank you for taking the time. I know we've spoken a few times. We've went back and forth. A lot of people told me, you guys have to collab. You have to do something together. Obviously, it's a little bit hard because we're far away, but hopefully we'll be able to do it in the future. But I think this is the first start to us actually, getting to talk to each other, getting to know each other, also letting people know a little bit about what you're doing, what I'm doing, and future plans. So
cool. Thank you for get me into doing some podcasts and talking to you. I'm watching a lot of your stuff as well online, and we're all martial artists and self-defense and everything else. So it's good that we can able to share this to different people as well. So that'd be great. So let's have some fun. Let's have talk about whatever we want.
I love it because when we had a conversation last time, we talked about working together, right? In an industry that you often see people bashing each other. I believe, just like you believe, is we create an industry where we could all work and co-work together. Whether we agree or not all the time in what we're each teaching, that's okay. But at the end, there should be a mutual in each
how
of
important,
our...
How important do you think is for people to able to bash like infighting? To me, in my point of view, it's really stupid for people to doing that infighting, because why? What is it like for you? You're teaching self-defense. You got your own style. You got your own way of teaching. You got your own way of share to your audience. Your audience like you do what you do it. Okay, so that's a thing that people need to understand. Yeah. And it's not about like, you did something not right, or you do something not wrong, or wrong. Now, people don't understanding is what right and what wrong. What is right thing and what is wrong thing? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So people need to respect one another for what they do. Okay, we already have a hard time with it is go online and doing teaching already, and it's hard time for many critics already. And last thing we want is like people infighting with our own people doing the same thing and bitching about each other. You get what I'm trying to say?
Good point. Good point. And that's what I liked about you the first time we spoke. I remember it was, I think last year, the first time I got to speak to you. I watched your videos, and I was like, I love the fact that you were open to exchange, to positive, to that's part of teaching martial arts, self-defense, whatever you want to label it. I look at it as the most important part is first conducting yourself with integrity, with integrity, with honesty, with whether we agree or not with what we're teaching, is to do it in a constructive, positive way when we're exchanging ideas on what we each teach. And the truth, what we're trying to do is we're each trying to build or find some type of truth as best as we could in this industry that's not easy to try to make yourself stand out. And it's not even about standing out, it's about trying to find some type of truth when we're teaching people who have no clue of self-defense, who are just basically taking our word.
I think that you're saying is very, very important, that many people doing martial art and also do online content out there need to learn to understand. I haven't got no problem whatsoever for anybody to any form of martial online or anything like that, because it's the way of expression. It's the way of you express yourself and teaching the normal people the basic stuff. Now, the normal people watching, they're like you or like me for different reasons. You may be doing the things that relate to them. You maybe say certain things that helping them in some form, some way or other. Okay, same with me. They might like me the way I'm talking about things. They like the way I'm maybe doing the teaching. I have many different ways to teaching people, like same with you. What we do online is so important that we cannot see our audience. We can't see them. We try our best. We try our best, try to say the certain thing. Now, a lot of criticism, a lot of people out there, I say to them, they don't know fuck all about anything, from their bloody peanuts to their anus, because you don't understanding. When you're meeting the people, you're teaching complete different things, because you know what the person needs, so we can address that to them. But because of each person learning, their skill-wise is not highly skilled, so they cannot able to absorb a lot of information we give them. So sometimes when people online, there's some fucking people that criticize and say stupid thing. Oh, you should teach this way. You should do this way. How do you know? Can this person understanding? If somebody come along pushing, and then we show them the safety as possible for them to learn. Don't get them in trouble and don't get them in the go out and hurt somebody for no reason. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we try to be very, very to control a little bit to helping them. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. Now, of course, so many of them are there. They're trying to teaching people the dangerous stuff. Now, easy to teaching people dangerous stuff. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like somebody come along and said, talking to you, oh, I have to boom to that, I grab it, thumb to their elbow on the face. Done. Why do we need to able to talk to them about this and talk to them about that and do this and do that? Now, one thing that a lot of people out there don't understanding is, if you started doing this thing, who are using this technique? Are you trying to talk them out there? Are you trying to teaching somebody out there don't know anything and get them to understand? Or you're teaching somebody fucking sick already in the mind and you equip them with more sickness on them? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, it's tough because I've been like, I mean, I've had people tell me, oh, you know what you're teaching, a bad guy could use it. I go, I have no control over that to a certain extent. What I teach is irrelevant how people will take it and what they're going to do with it. The only thing I could do is try to bring as much as possible the closest to something realistic scenario, to giving them the tools to escape, to diffuse awareness, to avoid the fight, and when necessary to strike. So, but at the end, there's only, you know, every time you look at a video and, you know, anybody could take my video, your video, break it down and make it look shit. Anybody could do it. Because you could look at my 4-minute video, take that 10-second and say, oh, you see, that would never work, and that anybody could do that. And I tell people who've made videos, anybody could do that. But at the end, none of us are doing any of us a favor. We could do it in a constructive way. If we're like, hey, Master Wong, you know what? I saw this video. I might not agree. I think maybe this would work. And you tell me, oh, why? Maybe I would do it this way. Great. And there's a conversation. But just making a video to break down and discredit based on, you know, it's like I gave you a book and I told you read 2 pages and you're like, oh, this guy must be an asshole, but you didn't read the rest of the book. So it's kind of the same thing. So look, I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. And at one point I was gonna, people told me you should make videos, and I said, I don't want to do that. And I realized I don't want to become a good instructor by bashing others. I want to become a good instructor by teaching what I could do the best. It's not because I'm better than you that makes me better. It has nothing to do with that. It has with all of us trying to do our best. And I'm learning. I'm still learning. I watch everybody's videos. I'm like, shit, Master Wong did this. That's pretty cool. Let me think of that. Let me see how I can use it. He teaches that. Let me see that. And I think that's the way, hopefully, that the industry will grow, instead of everybody trying to make a name for themselves or trying to be the next innovator or the next Bruce Lee. Because I find some people are more concerned with that than anything else. It's a lot of ego. I see this, and there's sometimes I feel like giving up on the whole industry, because I'm like, I can't take the bullshit anymore, and I could just do it privately. But I realize when I get emails and messages of people that I've saved their lives, I'm like, no, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care what people think.
Nick, you got that just right. And that's why we get on about things. Now, most of people out there, like I say, opinion is just like the asshole. Everybody got one and it fucking stink. Because everybody opinion on everything. Yeah. They take something, they don't understand it, why somebody doing this, and then start to make fun of it, or start to say this thing, this work and that work. Like one of my brother over in America, Sal, he worked in the police, teaching military police for arm and shooting gun and all sort of thing. And he said one thing: everything work and nothing work. Okay, and this is exactly what is it in everything you do. You are doing something, then you take it in as we are as a human being. We are learning every minute of the day to see and analyze and see what it's used for and what is prophetic. And we know that, okay? We're not stupid.
Mm.
A lot of stuff I done online, I do some, because I got so many questions, as you know, I got so many motherfucker out there, so much beyond my imagination.
But it's part of the game, Master Wong. As you grow bigger and bigger, and you're much bigger than me. Your channel is much bigger than mine. As you go bigger, you're gonna get more haters, more people who are gonna want to shit on you, more people who are gonna want to discredit you, and that's part of the game. And that's fine.
I get that. I get that. I don't mind. I don't mind half that. But I thought what I do mind is people don't fucking understand it. Like they say about certain thing about you. They don't understand it. A certain about your technique. They don't understand it. Then they open their fucking mouth, God give you a mouth to able to eat, okay, and say the nice thing and do the nice thing. I can open my mouth. If I talk about open my mouth for about people, I can slack people to death. You understand what I mean? My mouth, I can assassinate them by fucking talking. You understand what I mean? Because that's what we're good at. We can talk to the death. We can do that. And we can able to do many things too. But people need to understanding is, if you want to be known online, try to be known online, slack people up and do stupid things like this, you will have problem. Because not that we not tolerate anything like that, YouTube not going to tolerate anything like that too. And many people, it not tolerate anything like that because it's just stupid. It's like infighting a lot. What we should do, okay, is there together, learn and understand about each other. Everybody got a good thing and a bad thing about them. Somebody like you and some people dislike you.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You get to each other, get to know each other. You still don't know me. Like, I don't even know you. Do I ever, when you ring me, do I ever say anything about, oh, fuck you, you're too small, I don't talk to you.
You know what? That's why I respect you. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I spoke to you, I'm like, you took the time to talk to me. You took the time, and we know each other through videos. Obviously, your channel's much bigger than mine. You weren't like, oh, he only has 500,000 subscribers because I have another 200,000 on my other channel, Code Red Defense. You didn't do it like that. You were like right away, and that's why I was like, wow, okay, you took the time to talk to me, to actually exchange ideas, and to me, that's really, that's how you develop respect and integrity for each other, and
that is what good human beings are. We don't know each other. We need to understand about each other. Everyone out there, every one of us out there trying to do something. Now, need to understand this. I'm in England. You're in America. You're in Canada. I meet people in different countries. I travel a lot. When we do this, wherever you go, people like to get to know you and like to understand about you because we're not competition each other. Okay, we're not there to say, oh my God, I don't want my student. They're the people online, they're watching, they go everywhere to learn different things. That's what they do. What you do.
And it's fine and it's good. I like
good
that they come see you, come see me, go see Shane Pitt, whatever they want. That they go outside and explore and see what works for you. It's all good. I don't own the people who follow me. I encourage them to go and train with other people.
So this is why you're different. And this is why we are different. We don't mind. And if other people online said, oh, let's do things together, help each other, I will do that. Okay, I will work and do that, helping them to understand. If you don't know how to certain thing online, not that great, I will able to help them. Like first time I met you, I talked to you about it. You ask me, I tell you. I don't sit around, just tell you certain thing and just like get lost. You know what I mean? I explain and I talk to you. If you want to ask me about for YouTube, I tell you. I'm very straightforward to people. One thing I don't like people is because they just don't like me. They think I'm fucking arrogant online. Because I'm talk too loud. I'm not. I'm the thing that some people don't understanding. It's a lot of them.
That's one thing about you. I could tell you're not arrogant. Some people look. I've heard the same thing about myself. Some people said I come across as arrogant, but that's people's own insecurity.
That's right.
And the projection of how they feel. They feel intimidated, so therefore they say he's arrogant, and it's a way for them to make themselves feel better. But I know you're not an arrogant person. I could tell. I've seen arrogance. You're not arrogant.
This is the problem with people don't understand. We have like sometimes when you do things, we have passion. When you have passion, we talk about it. We do things like we get in, make love. You know, when you make love, you get into it and you just want to fucking do in the bed. You know, that's what you do because you love it so much. Some people just go in there. No. What the fuck are you doing? You don't like it. You just want to be there. You want to be famous. You want to be this, and you want to. That's not what is it.
That's interesting because I'm sure just like me, we didn't do this for fame. Like we didn't do
No,
it for
we
fame.
don't.
We did it because we love teaching self-defense,
That's
martial
right.
arts. We did it with passion, and the fame was
It's a fact. It's a
effect,
part of the
part of
fact.
the
It just
process.
come to it, you know?
Because we all know once like obviously we both you know don't make as much money as we used to on YouTube, that's for sure, but we still kept making videos because at the end we're passionate about helping people, and that says a lot about, I think, me, you, and I'm sure other creators as well who do it because they just want to share what they do. Now it's hard to share it and then being shit on that you're not good enough, or it's not done a certain way, it's not done the way he would think it should be done. But at the end I tell people, you don't like it, don't watch me. There's a bunch
That's
of other
right.
guys you can go follow. Why are you
That's right.
taking the time to write me an email? Go follow
Right.
somebody else.
I think that's a very perfect said, you know, like this is probably the started off, but many people on YouTube now, as you all know, YouTube getting a lot worse and worse and worse than used to be. It's good, best thing to do is get together, work with each other, help each other to grow and become more stronger, because we in YouTube for very long time. I then the first thing that first YouTube come, I already on YouTube, you know, I'm doing a lot of stuff on YouTube. A lot of people in YouTube I know I work with very closely as well. That's the whole thing. We want to get a lot of people like-minded like us together, like work with each other, talk about this, exchange things we need to, exchange video we need to, whatever there need to be done. That way we can grow them better, and we're going to have more people involved, and that way we can do more things face to face, like seminar that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That people can come to meet us. When they meet us, like I do the stuff in Vegas, super show in Vegas, yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you doing it this year?
I'm doing this year. They invite me back this year, and you see the Black Belt magazine in it.
I was about to tell you, congratulations on that. How did you manage to get in that?
This is again about personality and what you do. People like you the way you are. Yeah,
that's
like
one
you the
thing.
way.
That's one thing about you, Master Wong, and I'm not the type to blow smoke at people's asses. What I like about you, what you are on and off camera, you're the same, and I think that people like
That's
it.
it.
Look,
That's it.
I was training a client of mine, and we're talking, and he goes up to me, I actually only watch Master Wong. I go, what? I go, you know, he goes, I love Master Wong. He's so funny. I love the way he does it. So you have your style of teaching. I have my style of teaching.
That's right.
And it's okay. People could.
That's right. That's what is it. And then they put in it. And now in there, the magazine, the important thing is, one is the editor write the bit in there about people talking shit and stuff that online, and to read about it. And he said, and they're there to see if I any good or not. You know, just see me there to see me, because they're thinking me like Master Ken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, because I'm have fun, have a laugh, have a joke, they're thinking the same. They don't think that I can do things. They give me the spot to do on Super Show, and me and Sifu Singh, we literally fill up the room that not many people can do it, can come, because it's 250 people on the room, and we filled up, and we got the highest supply, what do you call them, review back to say how good is it and stuff like that. So it's beautiful. Now, you don't get this shit if you are trying to slack people up and try to talk shit about people.
Yeah,
people not invite you into this event like this, and thinking you're the nut. I'm not the nut. I go there, I talk to every single people. I go there to helping people need to be helped. People ask me questions, I talk to them. Even though I made my best friend over there, one friend over there is the Sao. He's the IDO. You put IDO, you find him as Sao. He's doing a military sort of shooting gun tactical. I meet him the first thing we go there, I met him. And we're talking and we click, and we met so many of people there. We meet pitmaster, we meet many interesting martial people there. Why we get on? Because just like me and you, we real, we straightforward, we down to earth, we don't bullshitting. And when people meeting us and they ask me, Master Wong, so online you do all different movement. Why when you meet people you do different technique? This is what people don't understand. When you meet people, you know what their need, because you know their standing their martial art, the structure of their martial art, the movement of their body. Is there physical? Is there strong? What are they? And then you can know what are they got, so you can able to help them to understand what their need. When we online, We
You're
don't know what people want. We just give them, assuming that's what they need and understand, to give them the basic understanding. And if they need to really want to know about it more, they have to come to see us. Because if you don't see us, how the hell do they know? Give you an example. When we're doing a headlock, and somebody come along and said, oh, if you do headlock, I'm going to do this to you. I said, I'm going to put you in headlock. I don't give a fuck who are you and what you can do. You're not going to move an inch. What do you mean? When you do the headlock, I put it on, and next thing you know, move. He can't move an inch. Why? Because I'm going to do exactly what I do online, because you're not involved with me. I don't feel your energy. I don't know where your body moves. So I cannot do things like so. It's different, you know? And this is what people don't understand. Shouldn't you understand that? I said, fucking hell, yeah. I said, this is why you need to look at what you don't look. You see the big picture, you don't see underneath what behind it, like the car. You see the fucking car, but you don't see the engine. When you see the engine, shit.
Yeah, good point.
This
That's
engine, you see? Same with you. When you do your movement, all the a lot of things behind the scene, a lot of small body position, movement, hand, everything behind people don't see. And when you don't see them, they fucking criticize you. They turn around and say, yeah, but in a fight, I would do this. What the fuck you gonna do in a fight? Do you know in a fight, we ever do fighting? Always verbal. When the verbal start, distraction, move, everything happen, and then suddenly somebody smack your face in. Do you learn that in a class? No, you don't learn that. So how do you prepare for that? You can't prepare for anything like this to when you engage in combat. Yeah, it's surrounding the situation and everything else. Is so many things involved. Yeah, people don't understand that. They're just thinking that movement don't work. I don't need. Whenever you're in the street, most of the time in a real fight, or fight somebody you're using hand, you are armed. Okay, most of the time you are got something and using it. You're not gonna bare hand. Okay, most of the time. So you get what I'm saying? And these people don't get it.
Yeah, I realized that when I did my instructor course, because I'm doing instructor courses, and I had people flying from the US, and it was one thing watching my videos, and I had a level 5 Krav Maga guy, one of the top guys, come train here with me, and he freaked out because he goes, it was one thing watching you, and it was actually another thing actually getting to train with you, and actually seeing you move and trapping and moving and explaining, and the dynamics completely change. Obviously, when I'm doing a video, it's instructional, it's got to be engaging, it's got to be a little bit entertaining, it's got to be informative.
You know what I mean.
It's hard. You got to find that balance, which is not always easy, because you can't be like,
that's right.
You can't be like, hey guys, this is Nick Drossos. Today I'm gonna teach. No, it's got to be like, guys, Nick, that is part of the teaching.
YouTube.
Yeah, and keeping people engaged. Same thing live. When you're live, you're on a stage, you're performing. You still have to be, guys, Nick Drossos today, come over here. Let's go, let's try this out. You need that as well.
This is why a lot of people do YouTube and don't understand. They're thinking like, oh, this movement technique, and this. You have to remember, when we do the goddamn thing, we got 1,000 things to fucking think about. Most of my training, filming is outside. People watching, people looking, this, that, everywhere, motherfucker. So many things going on. And then you got to engage with the camera, and then you got to do that. Then you got all your technique got to do. Then you got all this, and then you say, oh yeah, this movement don't work. Now imagine if I got in a conversation with somebody and conflict with somebody. Do I need to worry about that? No. I worry about one thing, my fucking enemy. And one thing I want to do is concentrate on dealing with him. Everything else will change. You understand? People just don't understand shit. This is why I say to people, and I don't like it. One thing I don't like to do, and I never want to do, is go online and criticize people. I don't like to teaching people, tell them, don't work, do this way. Why do I want to teach you? To helping you to become the better version of yourself, because you're already fucking stupid and you never look forward to learning. All you're thinking is criticize and think you can do things. How can you go in there and helping them? It's impossible. So this is why it's difficult when we do the stuff like this online. That's why people doing the stuff like us have to work like this together to understand, because we understand each other.
You're saying this to me now, and it's kind of funny because I've done stuff outside. When I do social experiments, I did this years ago, and I challenged people to punch me in the face, attack me, like all kinds of different stuff, and you never know who you're gonna get. So it's people think it's easy, but like, I mean, you're walking up to strangers and you're like, the guy might be a boxer for all I know. The guy might be a grappler, I don't know. And it's like, it's very challenging when you do those things, as well as when you're filming. You're right. You're teaching, and suddenly somebody walks by, there's a car, and it's people don't understand. It's hard to make these videos because you gotta teach, engage, camera, attacker at the same time. And it takes years of training to get better and better with it. But all this is preparation. I believe that when you're on stage or you're live, you're able to just, take the floor and do what you do,
But that's what is it the different. That's what can tell, because the good martial art people learning and the good people understand about self-defense or understand the training and filming, because that's what is it. A lot of them don't understanding that. They're just thinking, I can do this, I can do that. Yes, we don't talk about that. It's more to it than that. Yeah, it's got more to it. It's like people talking about the film, like Jackie Chan making film and Jet Li and them. And I said, yeah, Jackie Chan don't know how to fight. Jet Li don't know how to fight. Oh, these people don't know how to fight. Bruce Lee don't know how to fight. And they're just making film. Do you know how motherfucking hard is it to make film? Yeah.
Good point.
How difficult to make a film than making the in real life.
The
Real life,
choreography, the training, the choreography.
It's very
taking
hard.
10, 15, 20 takes minimum.
That's
I know,
right.
because I've done short films and I've done fight scenes, and the work that goes behind it. Like, first of all, I got to get in shape. I got to train for weeks for it. I got to be at the top of my game physically, mentally. You got to be on set at 5 a.m. You got to do a take 20 times. You got to rehearse with the actor. And yeah, people could debate, oh, he doesn't know how to fight, but just the training and the dedication it takes to go on set and do this stuff, is still a certain amount of hard, very hard work that it takes to do it.
That's why a lot of people just don't get it. What it's all about. They just don't get it. They just love, because like saying, very easy to criticize someone.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't understand. A lot of time, like basic movement, somebody are coming to attack, and if you turn it wrong, if the very example, you probably got the same experience that I have. A lot of time when people are attacking, if you move wrong and their body in the wrong lane, you turn wrong, breaking their fucking arm.
Yeah.
Okay, dislocates their arm or the body, and people say that can't be that simple. Okay, when people have all this bullshit stuff, don't understand. When you meet us in Vegas, a certain place, show that, come and play. Because when you fucking play, you understand what we're talking about. Because when you don't play, you just don't understand how dangerous that is. If I made a small mistake on it, and then you said, oh shit, your arm is gone. Oh shit, sorry, next arm. Yeah. So when we filming, I don't know about you, but most of my time when most of my guys want to film, I have to put the proper armor on and put the stuff on them and make sure they're understanding about body, because it moves so quickly. They made the movement wrong. That's it, the arm is gone. And people say, yeah, but that shit don't work. I don't know. When is that in real life? Do I need to worry about that? I don't. I just go and do what I need to do. So it's very, very different. Do you understand what I mean? And people just don't get it. They just don't understand it. And that's...
like I said, it's tough, because when you make these videos, I like, I mean, if the person, the person you're making the video with doesn't always know how to move like you, or doesn't understand you,
big problem.
He might walk into your elbow. He might walk into a strike because he's unorthodox, or he's not. So you always have to find that balance. And I think the hard thing is to find the balance between doing it in slow motion, realistic, but explosive, real movement. It's hard to find that balance, because it's hard for you to go full out and say, okay, come at me full speed, because at some point you might hit him, and if you hit him, it takes one shot and you could really hurt the person. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And people, I've done scenarios with those big helmets. I've actually knocked out people, because even if you're wearing a helmet, if I palm strike you really solid in the head and your neck goes snapping back,
that's right,
still impact. You know what I mean? And obviously we don't want to hurt people, especially when you're using attackers to make videos. The first thing you want to do is be careful of their safety. So it's not as easy as people think it is to try to come up with good content that's realistic.
I'll give you an example. Like when we do some stuff, when I go to America, onto the YouTube the playlist, and then got a lot of fans there. And then they are police. They are like police, armed police. So I go first time in America and I think Orlando, and I said I don't know much about the law there. So I said to them, oh, so who can carry gun here? And weapon. I said anybody can carry certain weapon like knife. Knife is standard. Everybody can carry that. And gun, certain people got permit they carry gun. You know. So first thing they come along, I don't know. I walk down there and they're coming in to try to touch me. I didn't fucking know who they. Boom, boom, come back, go around, grab them, and then search the body got any weapon. First thing I know is a gun. Yeah. Then soon they go hold a gun, and I know this guy like the police or certain thing control him. I said, oh, why you carry gun like this? And he said he's a police. Okay. And this is the big problem a lot of time when in real life you don't know. You just do what you do all the time. And when he controls them, he won't be able to move because he move, he's going to break his arm. You understand what I mean? And they're behind them, not in front of them. But a lot of time when we're teaching, we don't teach like that because we don't teaching scenario like this kind of thing. You get what I mean? We teaching the basic movement. And sometimes when I'm doing some movement, they come along, they hit you. They're coming so much force that go beyond your personal space, and you're defending at your elbow come up. Just imagine you defend your elbow come up, the whole force line at your elbow. What happened? Your body you're gonna bust them up, you know?
Yeah.
So most of them don't really understand it. So when we're doing this kind of thing, like especially when I do this kind of thing for people I don't know, it's hard to control enough distance or enough that they don't get hurt, but enough for them to feel them. Okay, because some of them, I find a lot of them, if it don't fucking hurt them, they're going to think it's not real. Okay, so most of the time, I have to hurt them.
That's the tough part. Like, I mean, that's the tough part. And I've been there where, and I don't like doing it, but sometimes you don't have a choice where you have
got
to,
no
like,
choice.
You have no choice but to be like, okay, you gotta stun him just to like give him a little bit of shock to be like, look, I'm also simulating, but if you go harder, I'm going to go harder.
That's right.
So it's like you have to, you know, but at the end,
and then
I hate that because at the end, people need to understand we're there to teach. We're not there to challenge people.
That's exactly that. Like because I go to YouTube, I like playlists and VidCon because my manager normally take me to both of them. And every time we go there behind there, every one of them because they're all creator. Come in one place, and all the creators come from one place. They're not martial arted. You know, I think I only martial arted in the room. Nobody else is.
I was there at VidCon 2 years ago.
Oh, VidCon! I in a VidCon. I at the VidCon about 2 years ago. Yeah, I in VidCon as well 2 years ago, and for the playlist. So I don't know why we don't.
No, I know it's weird,
but that's funny thing is inside there they're all creator. And most of them, they'll do different things. So when you get there, the only one is to do martial art there. So they bring me along all the time. And why they bring me along all the time? It's because I'm get on with everybody, talk about things and demo and just make it fun and interesting, yeah? But some of them, they just want to try it. Because then, you know, when you go to the creator behind there, they've got loads of drink. There are special VidCon and playlists behind there, the bar. They're like bar 20, like 7 hours, like open bar, you know? People go in there drinking, and then when they have a few too many drinks, then they try a few things.
Oh, I hate when people do that.
It's fucking nightmare, man. It's nightmare.
It was crazy. I was at a bar about a month ago, and I had a couple of drinks, and this guy walks up to me. He's like, "Oh, you're the YouTube guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, man." And I was like, "Oh, I watch your videos." I'm like, "Cool, man." He goes, "You want to fight?" I'm like, "What?" In my head, I'm thinking, and I didn't know this guy for a minute. I'm like, is he serious? And suddenly it started ticking in my head, like, poof, like I went from being happy drunk to poof, completely like red alert, like what the? And then it's like I'm looking at him, and then he starts talking. I'm like, I told him, I said, man, don't do that, man. It's pretty like
that's it. That's one thing we have a lot of problem because of traveling. So you probably know. If you're traveling, you know, you find the fan or the people, most of the fans that don't know about you, and they're thinking like, let's do something, or like some of them, can I spar with you? And I always say to people, man, end of the day, I don't play, but if you want to play, then I'm gonna hurt you, and I tell you fucking straight, I'm gonna hurt you. okay, and that's it. I'm not gonna play because it's very difficult. Just touch them up and we do this and then you do that, and they try to be funny. Yeah, they try to be funny with you. I don't. Like I in Vietnam, I get a lot when I in Vietnam because I go to Vietnam trip all the time. Get a lot of that. And people are not gonna be funny. When it's done, boom, I'm gonna fucking smack your face in. You move, I'm gonna kill you. Simple. I'm making very straight and clear with them. And if you're gonna learn, I will show you 2 moves. But if you start to play with me, okay, I will put you in places right there and then. That's simply they go to VidCon. You know, you wanna play? I wanna play with you. You know, I wanna teach you a lesson right then and then to get them to understand. Because this is what we get a lot as well. So we not just got challenging for other martial art people taking a piss about us.
Yeah.
We also go out and other people fucking thinking we're playing around, you know, try to come in and we got to deal with them. Then we got to deal with all this, the YouTube people comment about all this, my martial art better than your martial art. You know what I mean?
I hate that stuff, man. To me, that doesn't make sense. It always freaks me out when people do that. You know what I mean? And again, people need to understand, like, we're here to help people. We're here to, you know, to educate people as best as we could. You know what I mean? And that's the objective of why we're doing what we're doing. And most of the people teaching YouTube videos and making YouTube videos, that's the objective. That's the goal of it. You know what I mean? So, but again, some people have egos. Some people just are a little bit unaware.
Not some people have ego.
A lot of
most of them.
People have ego. True, it's true.
They're always there to want to measure how big the nut is, you know?
Yeah,
how big is they are, you know? I always say on my video, you know, I got bigger one than you, but I don't need to tell you about that. But you not out there fucking want to love to talk about how big your nut is. So end of the day, go and do what you do. You know, go and do what you do. And that's it. Just do what you do. And people love for you for that. Stop trying to fucking this and that and this and that because it's a nightmare, you know? And that's a nightmare nowadays with all these people.
Let me ask you, how many days a week do you train?
I do most of the day. In the morning, I do every day, but I do different things. So I don't just do self-defense, you see. I do Tai Chi, I do Qigong, I do meditation, I do mindset, I do Wing Chun. I do a lot of different things. So even now, I always got things. So every time I work, I do things. I do weapon. So where's my weapon? So, where's it? So I do... My son probably get picked up.
I hope your son didn't take the knife.
Yeah, so I was taking, because I knew that I do different things. I do knife, I do gun, I do so many things because of the world we live in now. We just cannot do one thing, but our stuff it cross over. So I do knife, I do gun, I do scenario. It's so many different things that I do daily. So in the morning I do 2 hours on a routine of like training on Tai Chi side. Because we're getting old now, remember?
Yeah.
We don't get
how
any
old are you?
I'm 50 now, you know?
No, you're 50?
I'm 50 years old.
Oh, so, man, I never thought you were 50.
Yeah, so this is why a lot of people misunderstanding is you're always young, you fight. But when you're getting older, you're understanding a lot of things you need to learn. So I do a lot of that because I do a lot of mindset. So I do a lot of mentorship for CEO, for business people into mindset. And stuff like that. So I teach a lot of meditation, Qigong training, Tai Chi, that kind of stuff. I concentrate a lot on because when you're older, your body fall into pieces. Okay, regardless you like it or not, you are. So you don't maintain them by training like this. It's a nightmare. Okay, you cannot go in and hitting the thing every day and bust your body up. And when
you know what? I was sparring with, because I've been training about 4 years now with a pro MMA fighter. His name is Drossos. He fights for TKO, and I was sparring with him 2 weeks ago, and he busted my ribs, man. And you know, as you get older, what I feel is just the recovery.
That's right.
Is longer. Like, I mean, I tell people, people are like, oh, why don't you put a video of you sparring? I have videos of me sparring. I have a few on Instagram, but I'm like, one, it's not going to prove anything in terms of what I teach self-defense.
That's right.
2, I'm 43. I don't enjoy getting punched in the head anymore. I've been punched in the head enough times that I'm not in the mood to sit there and get punched in the head once a week to prove something. So, you know what I mean? I've said this to people as well, you know what I mean? But I see as we get older, I'm in good shape. I'm strong. I train every day. I'm explosive. I work my footwork, timing, agility. I meditate as well every night. But I also realize that as we get older, we have to take care of our body more, what we think, what we eat, how we train, how we treat ourselves, and how we treat others is all part of the what I teach as well in the self-defense, martial arts, and the mindfulness. It's all combined.
That's exactly what you said it right, you know, because at the end of the day, people just don't understanding. Oh, like Over asking me, why don't you put the spar video? You don't fight, you don't spar. You see, this is what people misunderstand a lot, and most of them that don't understand is I only put thing on I want you to see. What I
Yeah.
don't want you motherfucker to see, I don't put it up. Because you have to understanding, I teach in a mindset of know yourself, know your enemy, know your ability and know your surrounding. If I
Yeah.
teach you motherfucker, them kind of stuff, don't you think I don't want you to know what I don't want you to know? You understand what I mean? And people so dumb that they're thinking like, you don't do anything, or you do it this and that. That's all I want you to know. Because if I do this, I do that, I do this, and I tell you, I put everything on there, you think, you will sit there and think, this guy doing so many things, he don't do anything. So whatever you do, you're losing. Yeah, you're telling them too many things, you lose. If you don't tell them too many things, you lose, you know? I said, say, fuck you. Most important thing to understanding is you. You is the one, whatever you want to learn, whatever you want to do, go and do them, and don't need to think about what other people do. If I good at something, another thing is I find a lot as well in my stuff, especially in our stuff, is people say, oh, who's your master? Did
Yeah.
you get that a lot? And I always say to people,
I got that. I got that. I get that all the time.
you do.
Yeah. And it's like, does it really matter? Look at my
That's right.
videos. Look at my
That's right.
videos and judge me based on what you see. Do you like what you see? Do you think it's
Yes.
bullshit? Who the hell matters? Who I trained with, how many belts I got, how many
That's right.
systems I did. You know, I worked in nightclubs for 7 years. People tell me, oh, where? Coquino, Wax Lounge, Buddha Bar. I say where I worked. Anybody in Montreal knows me that I was, 185 pounds working as a doorman. If you're working 7 years as a doorman, I've probably fought I've had my few share of fights, right? From the drunk 18-year-old kid that you're kicking out to the guy who's actually fucking telling you he's going to come back and shoot you and he's going to his car and you're looking at him and you're like thinking, is he actually going to do it or not? So, but again, even that to me, it's all about, all that is what helped me as well become an instructor. That's what helped me teach. It's not the sparring that taught me how to be a self-defense instructor. At the end, I tell people is, what are you calling what you do and what are you teaching? Is it together? That's what it is.
I think it's the most thing that people don't realize. It's a lot of things. People ask me about who my master is, anything. I would say the same. None of your motherfucking business. Yeah. Okay? Who my master is and who I'm dealing with. If you don't like what you see, you'd not want to do anything with me. Another thing is a lot of people thinking like, oh yeah, I don't want to train with me. Most of people misunderstanding is to train with me, they need to go through certain criteria. You know, they can't just say the light is dead. They can't just say, oh, I can book him up and train. To train with me is hard. It's not that easy to come and train with me and around to do stuff with me. You know, people just don't understand it. They're thinking they got money, they can come and train. You know, you probably know that. You know, it's not as simple as that. If I don't like you, or I don't know the way you do things, I'm not going to teach you shit, even though you got money. You know, people just don't get through their mind. They're thinking like, oh, you do martial arts, you should train me, and I come to pay you, and you train me. And I said, yeah, that's right. You don't get anywhere close to my freaking door. Some of you are, and your mindset is off. So I won't be able to fix you anyway. So you probably fuck off doing some other thing.
To me, like you said, Master Wong, the mindset is the most important thing.
Yeah,
to me, it's the most important thing. And who I leave in my gym, who I interact with, who I train, who I exchange my knowledge, experience, as well as energy. First, I have to like you. I have to.
That's right.
Like if I don't like you, if I don't feel that I'm going to train somebody that's going to go out there and kind of do the right thing and conduct themselves in a certain way, and I don't want to have anything to do with that person.
That's right.
I really don't care how much money you give me. I don't care.
That's right. That's it. That's a different.
We're not like people who know me personally, and like I didn't grow up rich. I grew up pretty, I could say I grew up pretty poor. I didn't grow up with a lot. So for me, money is not, it's not, yeah, it's good to have what you need to live, but it's not the most important thing in my life. You know what I mean? So, you know, before money comes a lot of other criterias for me to train with you, do my instructor course, or like take the time to actually work with somebody, you know?
And I find all the time that that people don't realize is when we're looking for people who have money as their main goal, we're not there to helping them to grow as a person. We there to helping them to grow a person first, and then the money exchanging for the time we spend on them. People just don't understand that. They're just thinking like they can come and do this, do that. You know, amount of people come and I would say, no, we're not able to, you don't. You're training my online stuff. And if you're good enough or not, then you got a chance to come to do other thing with me. Otherwise, you just do what you do. Because at the end of the day, that is what people don't get. And this is another thing as well we have is online. We do the stuff online and people thinking like we're desperate for everything, you know? We were desperate
Well, look,
for everything.
what people don't understand too, it takes money to make YouTube videos.
Yes.
You got to pay the attackers, pay the camera crew, you know, you know, build your websites, your marketing, all that. It's not, you know, it's not money that it's not. We're not there to make money. But yes, to be honest, to continue doing
We
our
need
passion, we need some. We need to continue our passion and do what we do. Because I do this full time like you, and there's not many people who could do this as a career full time. It's not easy to be a self-defense martial arts trainer full time. We're one of the lucky ones. We've put a lot of work in it. We've taken a lot of risk. You know what I mean? I don't see my son on Saturdays. I'm on the, you know, my son's like, Daddy, you know, you're always working. You're not home. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? We're juggling so many things at the same time. There is sacrifice to this hard work. And I tell people that if you want to achieve a goal, you have to be willing to put the effort. At some point, you're going to have to sacrifice something to get to it.
That's right. And I think a lot of people just don't understand it. I think that's great, you know, we have this conversation and talk about different things like this. And I think that will be perfect. So I think probably like quite long enough now. So yeah. I think most of people out there, you know, when we get into talk about things, we can talk about long. Some of you out there, if you love the stuff like me and Nick talk about and different things, then comment below this video here. And you know, you're going to love it. What you want to ask about what we want to talk about, or do you want to doing something like seminar with us together somewhere? Because I talk with Nick about this when we do the seminar and stuff like that. So I love to doing stuff with him. And if you not want to do something else, then comment below here and let us know. You know, we are just normal human beings. You know,
I would love to do a seminar with you, man. I think it'd be interesting mixing both our styles. And you know what I mean? I love even the exchange. Well, like, you know what I mean? Oh, Nick, I don't think this would work. Why? I would do it this way. All right, let's try it. Let's get somebody here. Put on a helmet. Let's try it. This is what, like, this is how the industry, and hopefully we could grow something with that approach.
I think definitely. And anybody out there, anybody are doing the martial art online stuff like what we do, like me and Nick and here, then they want to be involved and do something like that with us and try to, you know, show the talk, like do some kind of podcast like this kind of stuff. By all means, you know, contact Nick or contact me on stuff like that. We'd love to have you in here and talk about. But one thing we gotta say though, so remember, if you motherfucker out there and got bigger ball and think proof this and you better than us and this and that, you need to keep away, because we not tolerant any motherfucker like that, because it's an illness, it's a sickness that we don't need. Okay, the world already sick already. The last thing we want is people like that. We want the healing people, we want the helping people, we want to do something that put some impact in there. So that way the people can feel something about it, not to try to prove that who better than who. If you think you're better than us, then you do something else. But if you want to be part of this, you know what I mean? If you want to be part of this and do something like this and share the skill you got and be like the student, like ourselves, everyday learning, everyday
learning. That
learning.
A student for life. That's what I am.
Yes.
I can't wait to work with you and learn stuff from you and see what.
But that's the idea, because That's
how
the
it
power
is.
of life, you know. And then that's it. Contact us, and we love to have you
Master
on here.
Wong, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I look forward to doing maybe another podcast. Anybody wants to jump in, leave a comment. Make sure to check out Master Wong, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to mine. And if you guys want to see us do a seminar, let us know, leave us in the comment box, and hopefully
We talked about it.
We're going to keep it happen. We're going to make it happen.
Perfect.
Master Wong. Thank you, my man.
Let's make it do it. I'll speak to you soon.
Bam, that's my closing. Awesome, man. Great.
I think that's
Wait.
great. If
Can you close it? Can you close it for me? 1 second.
you can stop record and then you can cut that bit off.
Yeah, he's
That'd
going
be
to cut
fine.
it off right now. He's good.